It's Game 2 of the RoughRiders series against the Midland Rockhounds. In the final game of the first half of the season, we're joined by RoughRiders pitcher John Edwards, who had a tremendous outing on Saturday night. John, 3 scoreless innings. Where does that outing in Corpus Christi rank among some of the best outings that you've ever had as a pitcher?
Definitely up there. I mean, I haven't had a ton of experience pitching, but it felt good. I was definitely at a point the other night where I was getting pumped up while I was pitching, and I think that's something you look for. I was having a lot of fun, and it's just something you want to have every time you go out there if you can.
How important is adrenaline and energy like that? Is it just a momentum thing where once you start retiring a couple of guys, it just flows from there and you feed off yourself?
Yeah, you know what? I got some really good advice from a bullpen catcher that came in for about a week this year with us, and he caught me a little bit in the offseason, but he told me about when he was a young player how he learned to channel that adrenaline. And I think when you can learn to do that, then it's definitely something that you want to have.
It's interesting because you strike me as such a calm guy off the field, but it must be a different experience, almost an out-of-body experience, to try and channel something where every day you're not a rah-rah pump-up guy, to be able to get that on the mound in a game situation.
Yeah, definitely. I actually made a comment to one of the guys because he said something about getting pumped up, but he didn't. And then I don't think he recognized it with me, and I said, well, I was like, that's probably about as pumped up as you'll see me get. I was pretty pumped, but yeah, I try not to let my emotions kind of take over and kind of make me do stuff that I don't want to do. So I try to stay in control of that. But
this has been a great stretch for you. It was the second time you'd worked 3 innings without giving up a run. Your last 7 games, you've given up just 1 run. What has been the common factor in all of these good outings from you?
I think just, first of all, man, I wouldn't be able to do it without the Lord. That's my first. That's all the glory that goes to Him, and I think just confidence, just being competitive, even when I'm playing catch during my warm-ups or whatever and I'm not feeling my best, just that I go out there really aggressive and attacking the hitter.
It always, with you and with anybody who's making that conversion, it's all about, how much you can command your pitches. And it seems like you've taken a step forward, with your fastball command, but also with the quality of some of your off-speed pitches. How do you like the development of your breaking ball, your changeup, and the pitches that aren't your moneymaker, your fastball?
Yeah. I'm just learning a lot how to be effective with them and how to use them, which sometimes, like, when I focus more on, how I want to throw them, I think kind of the outcome gets better as far as, the way the breaking ball moves, the tightness on the slider, or, just the fastball command, moving in and out and just learning to trust it.
Things were not going well for you for really about a month period of time between mid-April to mid-May. Was there any one conversation or side session or moment where the lights sort of went off and you started this great run of pitching? Was there one moment where you really turned things around that you can remember?
You know what? Honestly, and just talking to having my family around me and a lot of people who love me and just encouraging me and just kind of reminding me of who my source is and just looking outside of baseball, just kind of gave me peace and just confidence to go out there and play like I'm a warrior, and just go out there and pitch. So I think, just doing that, and like I said, and then just going out there and competing, really just trying to have fun, not getting too wrapped up in it. So.
And it seems like your family and your faith, probably the 2 main things that have been able to get you out of those doldrums. It seems like it's always difficult when you're struggling in the game of baseball or anything in life. Are they the 2 go-to points for you getting through that mentally?
Yeah, I think the Lord just uses those people that are close to me to encourage me, and like I said, just remind me who my source is, and you know what? I just honestly, lately I've really just start to speak what I want to happen. I try not to focus on what I'm not and focus on what I am, and move forward in that direction, because anytime you're just focused on what you're not, you just kind of get stuck in a standstill, which is kind of like what I felt like early on this season. So.
Do you ever feel moments of doubt in situations like that? You're fairly early into this conversion into a pitcher where you say, this just doesn't seem to be working out.
I don't think overall, but as as a career standpoint, but there's definitely been times that I think all guys go through that, whether it's early on in their pitching career or late in their pitching career. Just there's times when you go out there and you know what, you just have to choose to believe that you can do it and trust. And sometimes it's hard to do because you don't really feel as good as you want to feel every day. So I think that's one of the toughest things in the game, and there's just there's a lot of people around you that are wanting and expecting you to perform, so you just have to go out there and stay focused on what you want to do, like I said, and believe.
There aren't a ton of guys from Keller High School playing pro baseball, so it's pretty unique when we have two of them playing in the same series. You and Max Muncy, you're a few years older than Max, but I'm sure part of you, when he's not playing against the RoughRiders, is rooting for a fellow Keller alumnus, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what? I don't really know Max that well, but I do remember hearing a lot of very good things about him and actually seeing him play a few times after I graduated when I was in the Cardinal system. But I remember hearing about him and watching him hit some home runs at Keller.
Finally, World Cup. You and I were just talking about. We're neither one of us is a big soccer guy, but Luke Jackson was a big soccer player in high school, so let's leave him out. But of all the guys on the team, other than Luke, who do you think would be the best out there on the pitch?
I don't know, man. It's probably got to be one of the Latin guys. I would think one of the Latin guys, just because it's so much more predominant in their country and stuff than it is here.
Yeah, you'd figure when they're not playing baseball, they're playing soccer.
Yeah, they're all the ones sitting there that are into it, watching the games, cheering for guys. So I would guess one of them. I don't know.
Well, John, congratulations on the great outing the other night, and of course winning the first half championship as part of this RoughRiders club. We look to see continued success moving forward. Thanks so much for the time.
Awesome, thank you.
That's RoughRiders pitcher John Edwards. We're back right after this here on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.